let me introduce you to Darren. Now normally Darren brings in big stuff. Generators, self-propel lawn mowers. Oh, looks like there's new, is there new wheels on this baby? Or did somebody, yeah, somebody put new wheels on it. Yeah, that's something. We'll not start with the pull, just with the hand pull. You know, you guys know what a pull is. So let's get down there and have a look at this guy. And we'll give him a squirt of 2-stroke priming fluid. It feels good. It feels like it has compression. Come on. Oh, we got two. Okay, it's a very lazy carburetor, but it runs. I might just have to bring the power washer out on this guy. So his name's Darren, because the guy who owns it is named Darren. That's how I do it now. Alright, this is that Darren Tecumseh. Look at that underneath there. I've sprayed there, but look at that. That is ugly. It's right upside down too. Don't say anything. It'll run. It's a Tecumseh. Hey Mick. This one's for you, Mick. Three horsepower Tecumseh. Oh! You can hear the angels singing. It runs, but it's really hard to start. Now don't go there. So let's get it up on its perch. I think I found a new place for my camera. But I'm going to just change something. Be right. It's just for you, Mick. Don't laugh at me, buddy. It's a small mower. This is, for Canada, this is a really small one. 20-inch, 3 horsepower. Nothing to write home about. I don't know what the gas is like. The first look at the gas was good, but you don't know what's ended up in the carburetor, right? Might be part of the problem. Okay. Oh, it's management. She just came in. Oh, I'm not going to be able to get that off because of that little ridge right there. Dirty dog, yeah. So first, take off the muffler. It's easy. And then guys complain about this, but if you got a few gaskets laying around, this is the way to take off a Tecumseh. I'm just looking at this one because I don't see too many with the filter in the top. It may be attached in a third location. Nope. I'm going to squish off the gas. Good. Okay, let's get that carburetor off of there. We need tool number 2. Do the bottom one first, I guess. Just some strangeness. Twigs. And then I disconnected both the levers. This one goes to the bottom hole in the governor arm, and this one goes to the upper hole in the governor arm. And I'm just going to disconnect the fuel line and clamp that goes from here to the carburetor. And then we're going to give it a little backyard carburetor clean. I'm just going to blow the crud off this. Cleaning the outside, but I've lost the needle and seat. Where did that end up? I'll just have a little look for that. It'd be nice to find it. I've got lots of them, but. So I lost the needle, but we have some. Oh, do you believe that? Stay on the line. It's our friend Michael who owns the Honda. He's coming. Okay, fresh air to that port, to that port, to that. I always like to point this little needle to the fresh air. Doesn't matter. Now we're going to do a quick assembly of the needle and seat. And then we're going to do a quick down and dirty pressure test on this little carburetor. I'm always changing these hoses because one time it's an American and the next time it's a Japanese. Okay, let's just pressure test this to 7 pounds. First you'll see it. You hear that? We lost the pressure. And if it holds at 7 pounds for even 15 seconds, we got a good one. It's good. I'll just let it up with my finger on this. Perfect. I am happy. On these Tecumseh bolts, everybody pretty much knows about this one right here. But there's a second one that's right in the threads. Two actually. There's one there, and then there's one at the top of the threads. Where does that little devil go? Right there. I'll stick this in and then you can see it. And I was suspecting that that was the one that was plugged. Do you see that? Where that goes in? Right there on the top. That's the one that gets dirty, and that's the one that people miss. So now, I'm going to use the old O-ring around the bottom of the bowl. We should be good in there. I'm just going to give her a slurp of gas. We got gas from when we took the gas out of the machine, which I'm not putting back in. So it's kind of a luxury. And we put that on there, and this is now clean. Yep. And Oué la Toule. The 1/2-inch Gumby that I used to take that. Oh, here's I found the needle and seat over here. So we'll just put that back in the needle and seat bag. So now I'm looking for my ratchet wrench that puts that 1/2-inch guy back on there. And now we will connect the lower level and the upper level. Goes on like that, and that goes back to that, and goes into the second hole, I believe, or in the first hole. I don't think so. I think it's the second hole. Good. Now we take our air cleaner. And I've seen one of these get sucked right through the intake too, eh? New gas line. Gonna go just a hair longer. Put one end on the tank, which I think is the bigger end. As far as the clamps are concerned, the clamps are slightly two different sizes. Yep. But this is pretty thick line. Good. And this one goes on the carburetor. Right back, I got a customer here. I'm having a hard day today. I got short with a customer. Or an owner, I should say. I don't make much money at this. Okay, let's give her some gasoline. Got the carburetor cleaned and on. The old primer bulb actually looks pretty good. This mower is not as in rough a shape as it initially looked it. The blade has not hit any rocks. I didn't have to sharpen it. We'll put a good amount of gas in there. How do you find a gas cap in that mess? Okay. Have you guys had days like this? Like, it's okay, but everything just kind of falls apart. There, did you hear that wonderful sound? Now I just have to find a gas cap. Ah! It was red. So now we don't know how much oil is in. We better just make sure it's got enough oil to run. Okay. So we've got a clean plug, a clean carburetor. We don't have oil changed yet. I'm going to heat it up now. We got gas in there. It should fire. Are you guys watching any of this nonsense? Yes, you are. Okay. What did I just do? Remember, it's hot now. Broke the spring off the throttle connector hose thingamajigger. I wonder if I can fix that by taking off the air cleaner. Right. I was trying to speed it up. Welcome back. So I found the spring. I got it replaced on the linkage. So now I'm just giving her a drink of 500 milliliters of the finest. On these old mowers, if you've got a factory primer bulb, I just put a little bit of glycerin right on the primer bulb, and it seems to soak into the rubber and make it a little more subtle over time. You come in here in a few days and this is a much more easier thing to deal with. Come on. Okay, one of those, eh? Come on, you pig. No. good day, my friends. Are you guys level? Are you guys on the level? There we go. So this is why I built this table exactly how it is. This is my fold-up TV tray, 25-pound TV table. And this is my lift. Look at that. I am going to part out this little Tecumseh because I can't start it. I've worked my rear end off on it. Here, I'll put that down. So I'm going to need that later for something else. So you guys are going to watch me part this engine out. Now, I'm not going to get fussy on this one, guys. This model of this is the cheapest, you know, Walmart department store back in the day $149 lawnmower, and I can't start it. I rebuilt the carburetor. No, I cleaned the carburetor. It's got a good spark. Now, to be honest with you, the most valuable thing on this lawnmower is this cable right there. Right? I always shoot low when I start there. There we go. The rewind is great. The tank is wonderful because I like to have a donor tank just sitting there with gas in it. I can hook it up to a carburetor to check for leaks. And it's been sitting outside and it's going to deteriorate if I don't do something about this. So before I start working on anything else, I'm going to just give myself a little gift and part this out. Look at the handlebars, how low they are. Like, you're looking, pardon me again, but waist high is up there, and these just flop down. There's nothing stopping them right there. So it's really not a good design. These were just made to sell mowers. So it's coming apart. We need standard sockets, small and big. We need a good, I think, the mid-range ratchet, 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch drive machines, a pry bar, needle nose, and we'll get into the ratchet wrenches later. So the first thing I want to do is get that cable off of there because it's the most valuable thing on the lawnmower. So that little guy is worth more than 20 bucks to me or more.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I lost another memory card. I got 4, eh? And I was cleaning the house yesterday before my wife got home, and I went to the back door and I grabbed the little carpet and shook it, and I think it went flying into the yard somewhere. I'll run over it with a lawnmower. Not a problem. Back to the mission. Should you decide to accept it. Do you want some bright light on this guy? Always makes things crisper and clearer, right? Okay, let's just get to going here. So we have a great cable. This is worth the price of the lawnmower, if you guys can imagine that, eh? A 1/4 inch drive. And you're watching? Yes, the little red lights are on. Okay, I know some guys don't like Tecumseh, but watch this rewind come up here. Isn't that a beautiful thing? We're going to get let's get a little box of bolts, miscellaneous. Now we're going to get this off of here. Oh, we need a 7/16 ratchet. 7/16, right over here on the handle. It's just the this dude over here. So even if it's just a valve job, I'm not gonna. There we go. Even if it's just a valve job, I am not going to save this. It's just, you know, you can put a lot of hours into a very inexpensive lawnmower. I don't like to see them die, but okay, 7/16, same bolt. Okay, 5/16. You guys are getting some of this? Yeah, you are. How's the lineup? Not bad. 5/16 on the front tube. Gas tank back off again. Good, that's a good tank. And 3/8. Lordy, have you guys ever seen anything like the amount of phone calls that we get? I don't know why. I don't think I need a shroud. Okay. Now I do want to check. I'm going to get that carburetor off of there. And this is the one I use. This is my first one I got from Zip Over. I could go to his channel, subscribe and like. He is, compared to me, he's a small engine guru, man. Intake manifold. Yo. Alright, now we got some good toys on here. Some, I don't know if I'm going to keep this air cleaner or not. But the hardware is the key, man. The hardware is golden. Oh, that was something important. It wasn't a credit card company. We don't even use our credit cards. Okay, that's good. I'm going to take this little guy off right here. Good. Okay, so now we're just about down to a basic head spark plug. And now I'm going to take that head off of there. 1/2 inch. Okay, so let's get you looking at a different direction here. We're just going to pull the head off. Oh, okay. That wasn't on there evenly. these 5/16 head bolts really handy. Okay. This is a removal, not a save. Okay, that head's on there. Is there one bolt left? Yes, there is. Good. Now let's see if we can save that head gasket. Is it there or is it on here? Sometimes when they're hot you can save them, eh? Yep. Good. Nope. Garbage. Okay, let's have a look at this little guy, see if there's any scoring going on. I can feel it. Oh yeah, further down. Now we're going to intake, suction, power. It just feels, oh yeah, that's, no, valves are good. Sort of. Right there. Oh, and you know what's really good though? Wrong socket. That's a good thing to save. What else we gotta save? I don't want the handlebars. I will take this, because these bend. This is the bar, the bail. Now the blade, and get the oil out. Oh good. Sometimes those blade adapters just don't come off of there. So that's a pretty good blade. Okay. I'm going to have to cut those off. Okay guys, this is the kind of stuff I save. Right? That's not. I'll just take that to the scrapper. So we're pretty much done here. I just have to cut the handlebars off. Because I couldn't get these bolts, I'll just end up stripping them anyway, and the handlebars are no good to me. It just makes it easier to move around. So we're pretty much done. Got a nice box of stuff here. Gas tank, chute, lawnmower blade in good condition, rewind, excellent, right? Brake, coil, carburetor, filter. I'm not sure about the filter assembly, and then a bunch of chassis bolts. So yeah, it turned out good. I didn't get the head gasket though, eh? That's too bad.